thing. Like when we go into the grid, you talk about the grid results. It's like, hey, it's been fine for them. But I think this is a winnable matchup for Version 1 when they take on the Soniqs.
Yeah, to me, and I feel like for a lot of fans out there, this is a bit of an intangible that's on the line between these two teams. Nothing that will sort of be, you know, recorded as this is what they won, but everyone out there sort of looking at these two teams as they're on the verge. They should be doing something. They've come close so many times. And you just kind of get the feeling that whoever loses this one will be looked as the one that has to shuffle behind the pack that little bit more and wait for their chance.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. As we'll see if Soniqs can keep on this pressure here. T. Corral trying to pick it up in the midfield, and he will throw it on target. Calm with a good save, and he's been a player for Version 1 that has stepped up and I think elevated this Version 1 squad. Took a little bit for him to get going, but really happy to see him and his career really get started here on Version 1 because I feel like he's a player, especially with that midfield presence that he brings, can really help this Version 1 team, as he has so far, move further in a tournament.
Soniqs still on offense. They've done a good job of not overcommitting just yet. Bit of a pass over to Roldiz, and it was a scooped up pass to him to start off with. Soniqs still keeping hold of this. Well, they're just going to have to be a little bit more strange with the way they like to approach. We already know that V1 like a double commit. They might have to provide one soon enough just to keep this away. Gimmick on the break. Has got Torment with him. Back down to Gimmick.
Oh,
and
what a
T. Corral wipes him out. What a defensive play.
Absolutely crucial from T. Corral to get that demo, racing back, but this one's going to go off the crossbar, and Shock has to turn it away. Version 1 threatening early on as they still keep possession here, and for Soniqs, a sigh of relief to see that one go wide.
Calm is still downfield. Switched over, T. Corral with a miss. Just how Rocket League is, you come out with one of the best defensive plays that we've seen in quite some time, and suddenly you're just whiffing the ball 5 seconds later. Calm forced all the way back, lines up, powers the ball downfield, and once again, V1 have not held anybody back. They are feeling much happier to sort of sprint players into position rather than holding somebody back to try and run onto the shot. So interesting play from them off the backboard. It's going to be for Roldiz, and there's not a chance he misses it.
And I'm curious what happened here for Calm. He had boosts to work with, 24 boosts in the tank, and T. Corral's shot was high, and for Calm, just a misread. He felt like he had to make that save with everyone from Soniqs coming after him, and unfortunately, not even close. Soniqs on the board first here, and they took him 5 shots, and they've had that pressure to finally break through.
Yeah, both teams having their moments so far. It could easily have been 1-0 the other way, thanks to the heroics of T. Corral. It's not. It's Calm over to the corner, wanted the second touch, can't quite get it. Gimmick is out of position. That's going to hand over the full possession. T. Corral drops down. He didn't want to go for the immediate shot on net. You might be thinking that you might have wanted to try that instead, as that goalkeeper will avoid being hit.
Everyone just kind of froze to see what was the next touch coming out from the Soniqs. Gimmick did a good job of at least staying behind the ball. And you kind of see how Soniqs set up their offense there. They have the 2 weapons in T. Corral and Shock kind of disrupting the defense, and Roldiz has been a great third man for this team, as he was the first one here, but unfortunately can't hold on to it. And here comes Version 1 to see if they can put on some sort of offense after giving up the first goal.
See, they want to hold somebody downfield, but that might not be an option for too much longer. Gimmick, soft hit from him. We wanted a bit more on it, but at the same time, the soft hits tend to really confuse defenses just that little bit more. Shock with the break. He hasn't got much boost. Won't try and reveal that hand for too long, and even then, low boost or not. What a great transition that was.
Yeah, to scoop it downfield like that. And you were talking about, you know, the soft touches and the pace of play when it turns down. That could throw off a lot of teams like this is Calm. This shot was wide. Pace of play is just so fast right now that when you slow it down, it kind of throws off the rhythm of rotation for everyone.
It's something that I do want to see utilized a little bit more, because we have seen the power clears as we have got a shot on target. Gimmick somehow able to keep it away. Cobb now called in. In fact, no, he'll just wait and see Torment get rid of it. But something that we've seen an awful lot this season of boomer ball kind of being the way to go. If you get that soft hit to your opponent, it's very difficult to get a powerful clear on the other side. So I kind of feel like there is usage there. Just slowing down the play if you don't feel like the shot is on.
Well, certainly if you have options as well, especially through the midfield. And I think Version1 could really take advantage of that, slowing down the play, finding each other in the midfield and utilizing each other to get down here. Here's Gimmick. He's just going to go directly towards the defense here. And with 15 seconds left, this might be the last chance for Version1 as it comes out to Torment. He's got some boost to work with here, and he'll flick it up and over. Follow-up from Cons there, but blocked by Roldiz. And Version1 just can't break through.
And now T-Corel will just hoard this as long as he can, which unfortunately wasn't long enough. Gimmick wants somebody, anybody to help him. Here's Torment! Oh! On the line, it won't be good enough.
It was good for Torment there, but Soniqs hold on long enough. Version1, their last attempt was going in. The time had expired, and for Soniqs, they can be happy to hold on to their 1-goal lead. They come out on top for Version1. I felt like, again, it feels a little bit slow for them coming out. I don't think they're holding a lot of possession as they normally would, and they certainly don't have that midfield presence that I would expect from them. Soniqs, I think, just came out a little bit quicker here in game 1.
Yeah, and one player I kind of do want to highlight, and not necessarily for positive reasons, was Gimmick, because I feel, bar that last shot, a lot of their final moves on these offensive plays would rely on him. And I don't know if he just got the right ideas into his head. It seemed like he was trying something 10 steps beyond what he actually was capable of, and he was sort of dropping it at step 2. So I kind of want to see Gimmick just make it simpler on himself. You're in the right spot. You've got to run up on the ball in the final third. Just hit it really hard, a bit like this.
Oh, T-Corel, you gotta be kidding me with that touch. Shock with the long clear, no one to contest from Version1. What a second touch from T-Corel. Just leaving the defense stranded watching that one bounce in.
You got all 3 players back. It's satisfying to a different level. Know that you hit that. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh. Okay. T-Corel, you might have a reason to complain. Your team just watched you score a double tap, and they've done this to you.
Oh, no. What can you say? Painful to watch for Sonic, especially with such a great start, but a gift for Version1, and that's their first goal here in the series. It's just...
We'll give them like 0.1 of a goal for the last one.
Hey, a goal's a goal, all right? It doesn't matter how pretty or how
I was
ugly
talking about the end of the last game.
Okay, fair enough.
Com's going to try and set up. Didn't get the ball on his hood. Didn't matter. He's going to just barrel his way through absolutely everybody. No support on the far side, however. Roldiz goes low into the midfield. T-Corel's unmarked, and that's in.
What? T-Corel. How can you not keep track of this man on Version1? And that was just, I guess, a fortunate challenge that came out to him. Gimmick was there, but not pushed up far enough. Excuse me. T-Corel putting away a second one here, taking advantage of that midfield space. And for Version1, again, another opportunity where it feels like they could have made a play on it, but just behind the play.
Yeah, they're sitting very far forward. Oh, the Soniqs, or V1, I should say. So whenever anything that happens that they're not quite expecting, there's just no range of motion left. There's nobody available just to hook back around and, you know, run onto the shot. Instead, it is we either got the prediction right or it's going nowhere near us. T-Corel after that hat trick. Here is Shock. Nobody in the midfield for now. It's a booming clear. Roldiz just put that anywhere but where you put it. Oh, he almost landed on it to put it in for a second time.
It was almost a fantastic shot at his own net, but they do get out of it. Now he's called upon again here to make a touch. He will get it through for the Soniqs. Still trying to find some sort of offense here after going up or staying up by a goal, but feels like for Version1, they're just kind of fielding whatever the Soniqs throw at them at the moment.
I had to check this. Wait a second. Torment. Oh my.
Hey, check that.
All right, this is turning into a little bit of a competition on who can pull off the best double tap.
It's like it's almost the exact same play, right? One man throws it upfield.
That one's better. It didn't bounce.
Yeah, this one was a little bit cleaner, but you know, still, it's basically the same exact play that T-Corel had, but now Torment the beneficiary just to pick that one up and put it on target. And, I mean, that one's almost routine for a player like Torment. We're tied up.
So quick score announcement, by the way. I had to check this because I didn't quite believe it. But G2 lost 3-0 to Alpine.
Oh my gosh.
And speaking of 3, we've got ourselves a third goal. We'll get into that in just a moment. Gimmick wants us all to talk about him.
And look at all the time and space Torment has to dribble this one across the field. That one was going in, rolled this, kept it out, and good follow-up. Everyone's going to crash the net there from version 1, but that one's all Torment. Air dribbling that one
is terrifying.
He is terrifying as he just ballerina spins across the field under the ball, and the Soniqs left to watch him.
So T-Corel getting a little bit of competition now for match MVP. Shot can't find a way past Cobb, who will have to try and chase this off the wave dash. Gimmick with time, goes for it. That's what I wanted to see in the last game. Square it up and just blast it at the net.
Yeah, you said, hey, keep it simple. That's about as simple as you get for Gimmick. Just ruining the defense with the pace behind the ball to the right side. And he didn't really have a lot of boost to work with anyway, so that might have been the better option in the end. And for version 1, happy to see a 2-goal lead.
The last game only had 1. You definitely could have argued that it should have had more. This one has certainly provided as 6 goals between them, and we've just made it to the halfway point. Wait, there's nobody. Oh, what is happening? This is not the first one that we have seen this game. Ball goes midfield, off a challenge, somebody hits it, nobody's around. Stop me if you've heard that one.
That is great vision from Com. I just watched him from his perspective. He doesn't even see the right side of the field, but he does see T-Corel poke out in front of him, which he knows wasn't involved in the last 2 touches, what makes him very likely for the 3rd man in that position. And he just blasted on target. That's very smart from Com to recognize that situation so quickly and to put it on target.
So we're up to 7. If you want to get your predictions in as to how many goals we're going to see.
Got him.
Get them in right now because, oh my goodness, 7 goals seems like it would be somehow putting it a bit too low on what this game has provided so far. Torment across the face of goal. There's number 8.
Great work from Torment, and this one getting ugly for the Soniqs. Shock one to speed flip into that one to keep it away from Torment, but instead he keeps possession. A good little pass to the back post. It's quick and easy there for version 1, and on 9 shots, they have put away 6 in a fantastic game 2 showing.
I mean, I would say that this should be over. I don't trust him, but it should be over. Go to the wall. Here's T-Corel. I'm going to need him to start shining again. Was by far the best player in the server in game 1. Torment. He wants another double tap. Hat-trick hero.
Oh, man. He's going to have a full highlight reel from this game alone, whether he's scoring or passing, double tapping, and just ruining everyone. Torment, like you said, a hat-trick for him, a hat-trick for Gimmick. 7 goals for version 1. And the Soniqs are just looking to get through the next minute and a half.
This has been utterly brutal so far. I was trying to look for good news for Soniqs. The good news for them is that the score doesn't carry over. That's about it, really. Yeah, need to try and reset something.
It's probably the best news they've heard all game since T-Corel's double tap. Other than that,
what is going on?
Haven't had much more. And Gimmick, and really, it's not just Gimmick. Everyone from version 1 are being the first defender on Soniqs. I'm not sure what's happening on the goal line in the corner.
That was just a miss.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean,
it's very easy to beat a player that's not in the ball. Ooh, wow.
And it's all the same for version 1, as they have certainly taken control of this game.
I'm going to let it drop over to Torment. Probably didn't expect that one. Off the backboard. Com still setting up off the backboard. Is he just not involved in enough offense, Com? Do you want to start attacking your own team? What on earth is going on there?
Hey, he's 1 for 1 right now, all right? He's got the best shooting percentage on the team.
What are we thinking, Corelli? 1 more? We get to 10 or not?
10 total? Yeah, why not? Get 1 more. It might be right here for the Soniqs. It could be Shock.
Let's do it. Let's do it now. Shock was never the chosen one.
Gimmick. I don't know.
I believe it's somebody here.
I believe it's Shock. I think it's Shock. Yeah, I think it's Shock. Why not?
He was always, you know what? Always backed him.
I mean, we did call him out early, so we'll take it. That's a caster prediction. And I think Com just went out a bit too wide. The rotation got a little wonky there. It doesn't really matter at this point. Some garbage time here for the Soniqs to get through, and they can be happy that they get a 3rd on the board, I suppose. But this game got away from him. And maybe we should have expected that with the second goal going in for Version1 off the big miss on the kickoff there for the Soniqs. After that, it felt like downhill for them as the Version1 just ran away with it.
Yeah, I feel like there's never been a more precise game where you can say, and this is where the team peaked. And it all went downhill from here. So, I mean, great goals, great double taps. If you wanted to get a series where you can just look at how to set yourself up, download this replay. This is the perfect one for you. But so far, both teams looking interesting. It's hard to fully get into this one. Yes, the whiffs weren't amazing, but it is also, at the same time, when a game gets that far away from you, teams do kind of give up a little bit. They start looking next, and the scores get a little bit more ridiculous than they probably should be. So both teams also not necessarily known as consistent from game to game.
Yeah, you know, and while Version1, they come out on top here in a large margin, I don't know if I quite trust them yet. I think Soniqs had kind of a meltdown of a game here. But Version1 certainly took advantage of that. But Version1, when you go back to their first game, they really had no presence. And I think without the Soniqs having catastrophic failure here, I think that Version1 would have had a bit of a tougher time against the Soniqs. So I think Game 3 really tells the story, Shogun, about what we're getting from these two teams in this series.
Yeah, I think for me right now, the main thing is that third man positioning, because both teams are trying to spread out quite wide from the looks of it. They're leaving one player as close as possible, leaving one person as far away on the far side, but nobody really being held back. And we have seen a lot of those sort of challenges pop into the midfield, the defender clears it, and it just goes straight in. So I am very curious about how risk management is going to be taken to in the next game, because if they keep going in the same way they are, goals are just going to go in from out of nowhere. We talk about the double taps. We've talked about, you know, all these infield passes. If you're just going to give away goals from your inside the field, none of that really matters because you're under a lot of threat.
And I think for Version1, I think you hit the nail on the head when we got into that game, was keeping it simple and just waiting for the Soniqs to make those mistakes, because they certainly came in that last game. And for them, when you have Gimmick just taking the shot on target, Torment basically playing free play from the side walls and air dribbling over the defense, I think that is the simple play that Version1 kind of thrives in. So for them, the gameplay that we saw, I don't think the Soniqs will allow them to do that here in this next game. But I do think that they can continue that throughout the series.
Yeah, absolutely so. And for me, if you're on the side of V1, the plan is very simple. Give ball to Torment. If you do that and he keeps playing the way he is, not only is he going to possibly score those double taps, very well has your chance to just go and, you know, grab it off the rebound, because it's going to drop straight down, going to be right there.
And we'll see if we can... Okay, well, it sounds like we're actually going to go to a break here. I think we have a little bit of a server issue, so we're going to get that figured out. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll have the rest of Soniqs and Version1.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Lamborghini Open. Shogun and Corelli back to continue this series. And we've already sort of talked about this before we had to throw the break there, Corelli. But I really want to go back to something that I said partway through that game, which is a score that happened off stream. G2 losing 3-0 against Alpine. I kind of want to get your immediate reaction to that.
So I feel like Alpine's a team that we've always said, hey, they have potential to do really well in North America. And they, I think, semi-lived up to the potential in some ways, but a big win over G2 here means something for Alpine late in the season, and I hope that it's the start for them to really start to reach that potential, because I think they maybe plateaued for a little while, and maybe beating G2 is what they needed to get going.
I mean, over in Group D, that means that they're now finished at a 3-1 record. That is fantastic for them. Massive. The only team that can overtake them is NRG, who are playing over at twitch.tv/UGC as we get ourselves back into this series. Soniqs got smashed in game 2. There was really not a pretty performance from them.
They're going to need some help coming into this one. And, you know, it's going to start off, I think, with a good kickoff, because they had some issues with kickoff earlier on. Got to stop Version1 as well. When they get into those corners, Version1 have done a great job of finding these small gaps that the Soniqs are leaving. And right now, Version1 trying to contest that midfield, but good from Soniqs here to break out and see if they can get a little bit of offense going.
Maybe the best thing that could happen for them actually is Torment. Well, I was going to say they needed Torment to cool down a little bit. handing the ball over to them is very much what you'd call a bit of an iced performance.
Gimmick rotating deep on that near post, couldn't react in time. And that's good. That's some good work there from Roll Diz, popping that ball up to himself, and Torment, of course, playing back to him. But trying to keep possession, I think, is what the Sonics need. And maybe some individual efforts as well, as T. Corral tried to get a piece of Gimmick to protect Roll Diz on that air dribble, but he's eventually broken up here in the Version 1 corner.
The back foot, T. Corral has the flip. And he just couldn't quite get the car around. Ran out of boost at the last moment.
He's feeling
now up.
himself today.
Yeah, absolutely, and not.
He's on stuff. Oh my goodness, he's gonna do it too.
I love, like, that's when you know that you've got respect. When Recall is just like sort of ignored on the defensive side. We need to send players. He will get this.
Yeah, and you get that panic in the defense, knowing what T. Corral has done in this game just alone. And it's something special to see a player playing with confidence like T. Corral is right now in this series, even though they got smacked in the last game. Keeping that confidence in this game, I think, bodes well for the Sonics going forward.
Good challenge from Gimmick. Will get the ball to the other side of the field. Bounce is not quite favorable to him. Corner can be so difficult to create from the offense, but still they've got something. Knocked out. Pass was on. Torment reaches for it. That almost managed to drop all the way down to Gimmick. Very, very brave defending, just letting that roll.
Now
it's off the crossbar. No. Who's the follow? Nobody around. Gimmick looks to transition.
Oh man, Roll Diz might want to have that one back. That one could have been scoreable. Calm's going to squeak it under the defense here, and Version 1 tie it up.
So I'll take a look at this one more time. Gimmick, beautiful pass. And simple as you like.
Yeah.
Rear end of the car, just bop it into the bottom corner.
Keep it the same way it's going, add a bit of pace behind it. And Version 1 back into game 3 here. Some good work. And like I said, keeping it simple. I mean, that was not a hard setup. Just coming off the sidewall and then dropping it down to your teammate. And Calm, skillful enough to put a little bit more mustard behind it to find the corner of the net.
What I do like right now is that it's not been wasted on some of those plays. They're not putting the ball into position where the other team can easily take control. That pass is very direct to the player, which means worst comes to worst, then that happens and the defender reads it. You still got somebody there for the block, and speaking of which, they might need somebody right now to do exactly that. Sonic starting to push forwards. Not great positioning from Roll Diz, but at least he got the move early. Shock moves in, unchallenged for the time being. There's the reset. There's the goal.
Big man Shock. Showing him how it's done here with the flip reset. And he had the space to do it. Torment still not up. They don't even react till after he flips under it, which is very tough as a defender to get back to that play. And huge play now coming out from Shock. If it's not T. Corral, my money's on Shock. And a great flip reset to get the lead.
The 2-1 back. Shock now starting to feel really confident. Couldn't quite get the ball out of his own side of the field, though. Here's Roll Diz. He wants his own attempt at this one. Everyone's had their chance to showcase. Roll Diz wants his. Almost got the pass off to T. Corral. Well, defense has not necessarily shined on either side so far. Who cares when you get treated to Rocket League like this?
I was going to say, it's fun to watch. I don't care. For both these teams, they have been taking shots at each other. And right now, I got to say, I'm impressed with the resilience from the Sonics. You know, it is not easy coming into another game after you've been crushed in the one previous, and having everyone sort of taking their shot at the defense is fun to watch, but also I think kind of breeds that confidence. Is that what's going to come off the post for Torment? And as soon as I start complimenting the Sonics, Version 1 shuts me up to tie it up.
Just take a look at this one more time. Torment just beat 2 of them, and he made it look easy. And that's not the hardest, the easiest shot to ever get either. He's got to get across it, beat them clean, hit it over the players, and make sure that it bounces in a way for his teammate to work with.
Oh, here it comes again. Oh, beautiful from Calm. Torment's there. It was just how you like, perfectly set up. And again, quite simple. Calm just has to throw this into the ceiling, and it comes right down to Torment. He knows he's following up. Defense, of course, not set out the kickoff, and Version 1 into the lead.
Just trusting each other, and it's the quality of the passing plays that have been the difference maker for V1. once again, saw their player, knew they couldn't be reached on the pass, knew that the interception was never going to be threatened. And once again, they have got the lead, but for how long? This is just so much fun to watch.
Oh, what a lovely touch here from Shock. He's chasing the man, and then he just landed. He went in and out of the
Stumpy,
net.
that's for you, lads.
He just landed, and it lands right in front of him, and he'll flick it in to tie it up. What a game. What a series we got going on, Shogun.
3 each. We're still no closer to finding out who's going to take this one. Winner of this moves on to match point. Torment wants to find the pass. Musty flick from him. It's off the backboard. Where will the follow-up be? Not quite around. As I say, this isn't going to create one more opportunity for them. There's the demo. It's wide open. Gimmick. It's not the flashiest goal of the day, but it might be the most important.
Great demo from Torment. He goes into that challenge, and as he lands, gets a piece of roll Diz. Everyone committed from the Soniqs.
Come on, Gimmick. At least give us like a roll, like an air roll or something.
Yeah. Just smack your body into it there, and 21 seconds left. See if Soniqs have something left in them.
We've already seen one incredibly close attempt. Off the backboard, Torment. Decent challenge, but it brings it into the danger zone. Those rolled is, and T. Corral finds himself too far forwards. Couldn't run onto the shot. That miss from Shot ends their chances. And V1 win an amazing game 3.
What an electric series so far between Soniqs and Version1. And I mean, you could have flipped a coin and guessed the winner of this one. Both teams just going at each other. I mean, individually as well. Like, just the individual effort from these players coming out is so much fun to watch. And I mean, this game, I think, captures the essence of what makes Rocket League so much fun to watch, is both teams putting away great goals. And for Version1, you know, happy to come out on top here. And this was not a bad game from the Soniqs. And like I said, very impressed here by the resilience that they have to come out and play with this type of confidence after getting crushed in the game before. So for them, still can hold their heads high. They got another game left to play at least, and see if they can fight back in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is sort of one where I kind of remove the analyst tag entirely and just enjoy some big, dumb Rocket League. That's all I want at the moment. I don't want to talk about defensive rotation or anything like that. I just want to look at some of these goals and just go, you know what? That was real good. And we're real proud of seeing you do that one. That was absolutely phenomenal. And hopefully, Game 4 lives up to much the same. And hopefully, you know, not biased or anything. Hopefully, Game 5 is...
Hopefully, Game 5, yeah.
You know, hopefully. But don't tell players that. And, you know, don't tell anyone else that we said that either.
Yeah.
We get ourselves into Game 4. We're going over to Utopia. And it will be the Soniqs team that are kind of up against it here. They have seen this series get further away from them as we've gone along. Update as well on Game 5's, Corelli.
Yeah.
And our GNX set.
I was about to say, I have that one over there. And XSET, they've been playing well, man. I mean, all of a sudden, they have really turned it on here in this final split, this final regional. And that one's going to be a good one to see how that one turns out. But speaking of turning it out, T. Corral turning it away as another good touch from him. And maybe he's found a little bit of space for Shock. Can he get around it? That shot saved by Gimmick on the goal line. Soniqs still trying to threaten here with Roll Diz, but can't get a hold of the ball, and Tom will take it away.
Yeah, the problem for Roll Diz is in the corner. And usually your best shot there is to try and get a setup. Wait on... What? Well, we've seen double taps. We've seen some immaculate infield passes. We've also seen whiffs, and that is definitely not on the category of whiff.
Another flip reset there. And Roll Diz, you know, he's got to get one for the highlight reel as well. T. Corral, Shock, they've had their moments. Roll Diz has had a couple flip resets, but haven't been able to find the mark with him. So he'll get thrown into the ball here. Version1 trying to prevent that. Soniqs, again, for both these teams, starting off very even. Torment's going to take this one from the ceiling and at least push it downfield. T. Corral and Shock trying to make sure they can stay on it. Roll Diz, well, not really the pass I think they wanted as they get back to Version1.
Again, Torment. Cash is a little bit too obvious this time around. I've done a better job of disguising those previously, but it was pretty much the only thing that was an option. Back up from midfield. T. Corral with Shock around. Couldn't figure out how to link him into the play. both these teams. They're not just getting to the board and hitting it as hard as they can. Everything is just a little chess match, trying to set up. Here's Shock still off the backboard. Just got to keep players in the right positions. Are we going to put this on target? Are we going to pass it back?
I think that's kind of what the MO for the Sonics right now is they're throwing the ball down the field and seeing where those, chess pieces are in the defense for version 1 and then assess from there. See T. Corral here trying to get back to it as he gets into the corner. But the Sonics, they know when to go. And when the defense is in the right spot for them, it's like a Rubik's Cube, and then all of a sudden they can solve it. And for version 1, they are playing a little bit of offense here, but nothing too scary for the Sonics at the moment. Playing good defense of thwarting every opportunity as we go back to the midfield.
Solid challenge and just loitering around, making Roll Diz's life incredibly difficult. Up goes Cobb, and the ball not quite in. Follow-up, however, will just be blasted by Gimmick.
Another huge challenge win for Torment. He's done that a couple times in the corner, and it just creates a tough touch for T. Corral. He just kind of gave the ball up in the middle of his box, and you really can't blame him. It's tough to get that read when it pinches so fast. And for version 1, again, doing well to crash that net when that chaos arises in the Sonic side and take the lead.
Sonics took game 1 in a 1-0 victory. Since then, this series has gone more and more to the favor of V1, and if it stays like this, it will be done here in game 4. Corral over off the backboard. Not going to be able to follow. He's out of boost, but double commit might help them. He's going to be able to torment. What? Well, they could have had a chance to maybe break. Instead, a bit of a calamity on the defensive side for Sonics means that the entirety of V1 are now reset. Not even reset, looking to score another.
Placement. Oh, man. Save that one for the Sonics. Perfectly placed from Torment. And again, another fine challenge coming out from V1. This time it's Gimmick. And they're so perfectly positioned. Someone like Torment waiting for that challenge to go through. The likelihood of version 1 actually pushing that one across the back line is almost 0. But they know it's going to pitch out towards the middle of the field. And Torment waiting patiently for that one to pop out and then putting away the perfect shot. Version 1 looking to hold on to this lead. They've been growing it in the final minute. Looking to hang on.
A chance for Shock. Second one ricocheted off of Cobb. Not going to see anything else from the Sonics. They need this last push to come out in the final minute. It's not the bounce that V1 would have quite wanted for themselves as it goes underneath Shock. They can still have to try and find somebody around that they can work with. T. Corral wants that player to be him. He's passed one. Wants the challenge from Torment. Lost control at the last possible moment, but now it's off the backboard one more time. They're going to have to try and put this one in. T. Corral off the backboard. Who is left to move on in? There was pretty much nobody. Just took a step too far. And the offense did kind of just dwindle down. Final 10 seconds here, 20 seconds here, Corelli. Looks like this might be done.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the Sonics have anything left for version 1. They've done a good job keeping this one out. T. Corral's forced to clear this one across his own box. 10 seconds left for the Sonics. They get downfield. They just need to score with some time left on the clock here. T. Corral tried to get a touch, but Calm will get over Shock. I think that'll do it. A little musty flick to end it. Version 1. And a banger of a first match today will take down the Sonics.
And that is so important for V1 as well, because they made that look anything but comfortable, we'll say, especially in game 3. Game 2, about as comfortable as you can be. What was it, a 7-3 victory?
Yep.
So they'll certainly take that. And bad news as well for my hopeful team for the future. XSET end up dropping it to NRG over in Game 5, which means as well, Corelli, they're playing later on against Team EXE to stay in the tournament. Imagine that, sending NRG to Game 5 and you're still playing to just try and stay around in it.
And, a lot of hopes for XSET, a lot of hopes here for version 1. A lot of fans gained for version 1 over this season, and they would love to end this regional on a high note.
Yeah, absolutely so. Well, we've definitely started off this regional at a high note. It was an absolutely phenomenal series. Looking forward to hearing what the desk have got to say to it when we come back from break as the Lamborghini Open marches on.